Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the civil war taking place inside the former state of Ethiopia. And today, we are continuing our look at the Oromo Liberation Armies and its capability in the ongoing civil war that is taking place. And what I wanted to bring your first attention to is the area near Mindi, running from Mindi to Nejo. And in between Nejo and Mindi, you will see towns such as Kiltakara and Gore. This is an indication that the Oromo Liberation Army is in full control of both the road and all towns, both running from the distance of Mindi all the way to Nejo. It is even speculative at this point that the town of Gui could be under the control of the Oromo Liberation Army. Furthermore, obviously, if we go further to the east towards the capital, Addis Ababa, also known as Fene, vast areas and towns are falling under the control of the Oromo Liberation Army, as displayed on my map as I go over areas currently being controlled or now under the control of the Oromo Liberation Army. And as you see, more and more areas are continuing to become indicated with the yellow color as indicated under the control of the OLA. What we're hearing on the ground right now is that the Abiy loyalist forces, federal police forces, have vastly underestimated the growth of the Oromo Liberation Army in terms of size. It has rapidly expanded just within the last several months, to a point where in some areas they are now outnumbering actual Abiy loyalist forces on the ground. Compounding this issue is the fact that Oromia regional forces are becoming more and more sympathetic to the Oromo Liberation Army. Again, we have documented reports of entire units of Oromia regional forces defecting to the Oromo Liberation Army. We've even had reports of regular former ENDF units, Abiy loyalist forces, that have defected to the Oromo Liberation Army. Some of these units are actually refusing to enter Oromia or partake in active combat operations against the OLA. The Abiy loyalist formations are continuing to have to rely on Amharan regional forces to do some of its operational military work in Oromia. So very interesting to see that. And again, that is causing this ethnic divide to continue to take place in Oromia, and that is causing more and more Oromos to thus join the Oromo Liberation Army. At the same time, compounding that is the issue of the Abiy loyalist Air Force being used against these towns and cities that have fallen under the control of the OLA. They continue to bomb these towns, these cities, and again, causing civilian casualties. Thus, the Abiy loyalist forces are acting as a recruiting organization for the Oromo Liberation Army. Again, the Abiy loyalist forces are not equipped nor trained to battle the OLA in an industrial strength insurgency operation, the likes that we are currently seeing. Compounding that, a lot of these forces, some of the best forces of the Abiy loyalists, have had to go and be deployed near the border of Tigray, or inside of Tigray proper, or into Eritrea to assist Eritrean forces. So incredibly difficult situation right now for the Abiy loyalist forces. And again, more and more of these cities are changing over from red to yellow. Furthermore, training camps, OLA training camps continue to pop up in Western Oromia and other areas as well. For example, if we look at this area here near the Amharan border, north of Addis Ababa, this entire area here, under the control of OLA, that includes the town of Gundo Meskel, Mekchaita, and Kala, and Seakula. Again, entire area under the control of the OLA. Areas very close to Addis Ababa right now, under the control of the OLA. Not only these towns, but more importantly, and what's causing the greatest frustration to Abiy loyalist forces, is the control of the countryside. Even the areas in red, the areas in between these towns, are controlled by, yes, you guessed it, the OLA. So, incredibly difficult situation. I would have to look at this and say at this point, in all probability, Abiy Ahmed is going to have to turn to his ally in Eritrea. It would be highly likely in the weeks and months to come, considering what is happening on the ground right now in Western Oromia, that we could see the deployment of Eritrean army forces in Western Oromia. So, very, very interesting situation that is continuing to develop. Again, the OLA right now has the initiative, is continuing to grow, continuing to take territory, and pressure the regime of Abiy Ahmed. Now, will they have a sit-down? Will they have conversations? Will this result in some sort of a diplomatic outcome? Difficult to say at this point. Very difficult to say. But considering that the social contract as it was broken in the Tigray region, we are seeing a similar situation with the deployment of Amharan regional forces and the heavy use of airstrikes against Oromia towns and villages that are continuing to fracture that social contract of this former nation state of Ethiopia that has fractured decisively. So we will have more information soon to come. Thank you for joining us today. Have a good Sunday. More to come.